The African Content Movement, founded by Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng, has won 2 seats in the Maluti-A-Phofung municipality. The ANC lost its majority in the troubled municipality, which includes Harrismith and QwaQwa. ACM Founder, Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng, joins me now. I was just saying in the introduction beforehand, for somebody who's won 2 seats, I'd hope to see more smiles on your face.
I remember that is good because I'm not even a politician. I mean, for the first time contesting a municipality, I think I did very well.
Well, 2019?
Remember, 2019, it was just PR. I was not contesting elections. I was just knocking to say I'm here. But now I was contesting municipality elections. But it was the first time to contest municipality elections.
And what do you think resonated with the residents of Maluti-A-Phofung that won you those 2 seats?
Remember, people were saying that people are not going to vote for ACM because we don't have manifesto. That is the only party that didn't have manifesto. But people believe in us. People believe in our messaging. You know, I don't promise people. I tell them what I'm going to do. As African Content Movement, no promises, but we know that in Maluti-A-Phofung people need water, electricity. Those are the basics. So you don't need promises. You must just do and perform what people are looking for. And they know that, I mean, I'm tested when it comes to acting. So they know exactly that if I'm in, I'm going to change Maluti-A-Phofung.
They know you from a broadcasting space when you were at the SABC. But as far as, you know, being part of the change of people's lives on the ground and helping provide infrastructure, etc., you're very much untested in that territory.
Not really. I mean, I have knowledge of management. So you don't need people who talk. You need people who can implement what people need in Maluti-A-Phofung. So when it comes to water, I mean, there are officials. Those officials, they must just perform their work and do what they are supposed to do. But also in Maluti-A-Phofung, the problem there, you can't talk about giving people services when you are not paying your own employees in municipalities, when you still owe workers in municipalities, because those people, if they are unhappy, you are going to have problems, as they are having problems. I have prioritized workers, because before we can talk about service delivery, we must deliver for workers.
So let me be clear. You've got 2 seats there. Are you going to occupy one of the seats personally?
Not at all. I can't compete with my people that I have grown with in Maluti-A-Phofung. I'm aiming higher than Maluti-A-Phofung, but my team, the servants of the people, are there to participate and contribute to Maluti-A-Phofung. But remember, I'm the brain for ACM, so I'm still going to assist them to achieve what we want to achieve.
Well, when we look at the numbers and the lay of the land there now, Map 16 has come out quite strongly. I mean, you will know they broke out from the ANC, they were disgruntled, and they have taken 28.55% of Maluti-A-Phofung. They will be knocking on doors for coalitions. Is your door open?
They have already knocked. We are in discussion as we are speaking now for coalition in Maluti-A-Phofung. But we are open to other people to talk to us. But currently we are talking with MAP 16, and I think we'll do well together.
How are relationships? Because MAP 16 is a break-off from the African National Congress. You yourself were a member of the African National Congress. How are those dynamics going to fare in Maluti-A-Phofung? Because there are a lot of exes in one room.
Look, my party, really, when we are in municipality, we must set aside politics. We must deliver services for people of Maluti-A-Phofung. Forget about politics. We'll talk about politics when we go for elections. The problem in many areas in South Africa, when people supposed to serve community, they focus on politics. We agree that the priority is to service our people in Maluti-A-Phofung. I don't see any differences. As long as all of us, we are in agreement that people who come first is people who voted us to go there and lead them. And I believe that all those political parties in Maluti-A-Phofung, they are going to work together so that we give services to our own people. But you know, Tammy, the problem in South Africa, including these other political parties, they talk about the problems. If you focus on problems, you become a problem yourself. We know the problems are electricity and water. What you need to focus on is the solution. You must have innovation and know exactly what you are going to do. That's why I did not put manifesto in my party, because what will be putting manifesto when I know what are the needs of people? But now, municipality, they don't have money. You see, they are struggling. The question is, how are we going to make sure that financially Maluti-A-Phofung is sustainable?
And how are you going to do that, Mr. Motsoeneng?
It's simple for me. I have already engaged investors, because you need investors to create employment for people of Maluti-A-Phofung. I don't want people to depend on the grants. For me, it's a disaster. People who come with the grants, I see that they don't have vision, they don't know how to lead a community, because you can't give people a grant, you kill them. People should come with innovation for themselves. So I have already identified what I'm going to do in Maluti-A-Phofung. I mean, work is there. You need a vision, you need a plan, you need a strategy to implement all those issues that I'm thinking about.
And who are the investors who are on board?
I'm still engaging. I can't talk about them now until we have finalized everything. But remember, investors, they won't go to QwaQwa before we fix electricity and water. Because to do business, you need electricity and water and fix the roads. Those are the priorities that I think we must deal with within a year. We must make sure that we fix the roads, there is proper electricity, including water.
Now, one of the things about Maluti-A-Phofung is that the area was a largely industrial area. And when the subsidies, the industrial subsidies were dealt away with in 2011, that was really part of the reasons why there's such a rise in poverty. Are you going to be focusing, or do you want the council to focus more on the re-industrialization and perhaps even getting those subsidies back?
There are many factories in Maluti-A-Phofung. Those factories are closed as we are speaking. Some of them, they have turned into guest house and so on. Those are the issues that we want to focus on and make sure that those investors, they come, because it is easy. The factories are there. You just need people who are going to invest to create employment. Because I said to people of Maluti-A-Phofung, I don't want you to vote for ACM if you want the grants. I want you to vote for ACM if you want sustainable employment. Because how are you going to live with 350? How are you going to live with 480 grants? It doesn't make sense and logic. We must create sustainable employment for Maluti-A-Phofung and South Africa generally.
Now, you mentioned that you won't be sitting physically in the council, but two of the members of the ACM will be. What are your bigger plans, which you say you definitely have?
No, look, I'm not going to be in that council. I'm going to operate outside council as the leader of the movement, making sure that I talk to investors. Remember, even at the SABC, when I came, there was no money. I generated more than 1 billion. So I was saying to people, if I have generated that for SABC, why can't I generate 1 billion to create employment in Maluti-A-Phofung and make sure that people pay services? Because people can't pay services when they are not working. People can't pay services even if they are working. If you don't give them services that they want, there is no electricity and water.
A large part of the generation of money from the SABC was from the SABC collateral or SABC IP with multi-choice and that deal there. So you need something in order to make something. What is it that is there in Maluti-A-Phofung that you believe can be used in order to generate that type of income without necessarily being a deficit and a drain on the community and a loss for them?
No, look, you are talking about the SABC, the business that we did at the SABC. Remember, there were two channels. The one, it will refer to what you are saying. The one physically, I went and get money. For that, there was no IP, there was nothing. I went and get money. wherever I got that money, and not just as a
and where is
multi-choice.
that wherever you got that money?
Hmm?
Where is that? You say wherever you got that money. Where did you get that money from?
No. Remember, I engage business people. That's why we were having sports rights. That's why everything was there. So I don't want to, because I'm not at the SABC now, but I want to focus on Maluti-A-Phofung. So what we are saying to investors, if you invest in Maluti-A-Phofung, there are many opportunities for business people to partner with local business people in Maluti-A-Phofung. But some of people, they have already agreed with me. As long as I'm in that council, I have already engaged business people in Maluti-A-Phofung, local people. I'm discussing with international investors because I have connection with investors. And I'm a good speaker. I'm a charmer. So when I talk to people, I don't remember where I failed if I negotiate any deal in my life.
You mentioned that you want to run for president at some point. Is that still one of your ideals, one of your goals?
South Africa needs me. And I can tell people of South Africa today, even if they don't believe, if they can give me opportunity, South Africa will be different.
Are you going to run for 2024?
Exactly. We are ready. We have already started. You'll see, we'll start with Maluti-A-Phofung. It will be a different Maluti-A-Phofung as long as ACM is there. As long as all those people who are serving at municipality, they have the same vision with us to make sure that people of Maluti-A-Phofung, they don't suffer.
Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, Tammy.
Thank you. That's Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng. He is a founder of the African Content Movement. They've just won 2 seats in Maluti-A-Phofung. He says already there have been knocks on their door from MAP 16 for coalition talks. And as you heard yourself, 2024 is just around the corner, and he certainly will be putting his hand up for the presidency.